Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, July 29th. Just a spectacular air mass for this time of the year has moved into the Mid-Atlantic region as well as the upper Midwest down into the deep south. Some near record lows or record lows set this morning, and it will remain well below normal right through the day and through the night tonight. Temperatures tonight once again will drop way down into the 50s in most Mid-Atlantic locations, and this afternoon's high temperatures will struggle to escape the 70s. Normal high temperature right now in Philadelphia, right about at the peak of the year in terms of climatology, is 87 degrees. We'll be close to 10 degrees below that this afternoon, with highs for the most part in the upper 70s along the I-95 corridor. Well, before we get to the continental U.S. and the local weather conditions, let's take a look at the eastern Atlantic, because there's some activity now going on in the eastern Atlantic. Here's the west coast of Africa right here, and a couple areas of interest. One just off the west coast right here, but a little bit farther to the west is a more organized system. This is actually a tropical depression right now. Very likely could become a tropical storm. The second named storm of the year, I guess it would be Bertha. And we'll monitor this over the next several days. In about 6 or 7 days or so, it should be roughly near the Bahamas. And again, we'll continue to monitor the movement of this developing tropical system in the eastern Atlantic over the next several days. Well, here we go again in what is turning out to be quite a pleasant summer here in the northeastern part of the country. This is from coolweather.com, and it shows all those areas that are near record lows or actually at record low temperatures this morning, and it ranges all the way from the northern plains all the way down into the deep south. All these areas with blue circles are either near a record low or at a record low, and again, this kind of a map should repeat itself early tomorrow morning as the comfortable cool conditions will continue for at least another 24 hours here in the eastern half of the nation. Low temperatures this morning dropped to the upper 50s in much of the I-95 corridor from D.C. to New York City, and certainly the middle 50s are likely later on tonight, early tomorrow morning in suburban locations of the big cities in the I-95 corridor, as this cool weather pattern has taken complete control here in the Mid-Atlantic. Well, here's the latest surface map, and that strong cold frontal system that wreaked havoc on much of the eastern half of the nation with severe thunderstorms and even some rare tornadoes in and around the Boston metro region, just north of Boston. Revere, Massachusetts, had a tornado yesterday morning as that colder air moved into the New England area. All this being anchored by strong Canadian high pressure in the center part of the nation, continuing a pattern that has repeated for the last several months of strong high pressure dropping southeast out of Canada into the northern U.S. and pushing its way into the northeastern part of the nation. We will stay very comfortable for the next 24 to 48 hours or so with way below normal temperatures and comfortable humidity levels. By the end of the week, this high will move off the northeast coast, and the return flow behind it may promote some increase in humidity along about the Friday-Saturday timetable, as our winds at the low levels may turn to a southeasterly direction. An ocean flow of more humid air is likely at the end of the work week and the beginning of the weekend. Well, as far as the radar map is concerned, totally clear right now throughout the northeastern quadrant of the country. Now, there can be some instability, light showers later on today in the higher elevations of western Pennsylvania and across some of the Great Lakes region. Out in this region right here, there can be some instability showers later on today. I don't expect that to exist south and east of the Appalachians. I think the I-95 corridor should stay rain-free throughout the day today. Instability because it's so cold in the upper part of the atmosphere. After a few hours of daytime heating in the lower part of the atmosphere will become unstable enough to develop some thick cumulus clouds and perhaps some light to moderate showers over the Great Lakes and over the higher elevations of western and northern Pennsylvania. Well, let's take a look at the computer forecast maps for the next few mornings. We'll look at Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning using last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. Completely rain-free here as of tomorrow morning. Again, beautiful weather for this time of the year throughout the day today and tonight. Notice this red line right here going all the way down across the I-95 corridor and south and east. This is the 10 degrees Celsius isotherm in the lower part of the atmosphere, about 850 millibars. Quite cool for this time of the year. And we just saw a moment ago from coolweather.com some near record or record low temperatures throughout the eastern half of the nation. I expect to see a similar result tomorrow morning throughout much of the northeastern part of the country and down into the mid-Atlantic and deep south as well. Now here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. Notice this red line a little bit farther to the north and west. We get a little bit warmer, not surprisingly, as the week progresses. Perhaps an isolated shower or so on Thursday as the instability showers centered over the Great Lakes today kind of advance slowly to the east over the next couple of days, and cannot completely rule out an isolated shower on Thursday afternoon. Let's now jump ahead to Friday morning's forecast map. By the end of the work week on Friday morning, we'll start to notice a little bit more humidity. Notice right here, southeasterly flow of air starting to develop along the mid-Atlantic coast as high pressure pulls off the northeast coastline. The return flow on the backside of that high will kind of promote a little bit more in the way of an ocean flow of air at the end of the work week. Cannot rule out a shower or a thunderstorm on Friday. Don't expect any widespread rain, but there certainly can be more humidity and perhaps a shower or a thunderstorm. The same goes for Saturday as well. More humid with chance of a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Throughout all of this time for the remainder of the work week and into the weekend, temperatures for the most part will remain below normal for this time of the year. Just a spectacular air mass for late July here in the Mid-Atlantic region. At the same time, the eastern part of the Atlantic is starting to get a little bit more active with a new tropical depression that could very likely become the second named tropical storm of the season later this week. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist